What's everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.
Oh my gosh, it's people helping people!
Tonight's episode of People Helping People Live is sponsored by Mike Silkowski. He's your local partner in getting your message in front of the right people. Mike specializes in helping businesses right here in Southern Arizona reach their ideal customers through TV and streaming services. He's not just sponsoring this chapter 3 of People Helping People, he's building partnerships, and he doesn't succeed unless you do. If you're ready to grow your business with someone who's invested in your success, call Mike at 515-305-5311. Again, that's 515-305-5311. This episode of People Helping People Live is sponsored by T-Town Boxing, Tucson's home for boxing, kickboxing, and recovery classes for all ages. From kids to adults, beginners to experienced fighters, T-Town Boxing offers a space to grow, train, and challenge yourself. So if you're ready to push your limits and join an amazing community, reach out to T-Town Boxing on Instagram at instagram.com/T-Town-Boxing or their website, boxingtucson.com. Again, that's instagram.com/T-Town-Boxing or their website, boxingtucson.com. This episode is sponsored by the Diabetes Network of Arizona, a community built by people living with type 1 diabetes for people living with type 1 diabetes. They host Arizona's only family camp for type 1 diabetics, giving kids and family a place to connect, learn, and feel understood. Every dollar raised stays right here in Arizona, helping local families get the care and supplies that they need. No one should ever face diabetes alone, and with your help, they don't have to. You can make a difference today by clicking the donation link in the description. The Diabetes Network of Arizona, building a stronger, healthier Arizona together. Let's get back into the episode. And we have no video. Yeah, let's see. We got audio. Do we have video? Oh. I don't know why she ran off, but that's okay. Let's see what we can do here. Tell me if that bad chicken pops back on over there. Not yet. Okay. All right. Nothing? Turn it off, turn it back on. I know you can hear me. I need you. We're here. Yeah. Here with a black screen. Yeah, if you could just turn that down and let's see. What is going on? I mean, there's nothing else I can really do besides plug in and unplug. Yeah, a couple times. Shut down the camera, turned it back on. Let's see if we're still set at the right. Because this changes from time to time. Nope, it's still set to the right one. Okay. Lord have mercy. Sorry, you guys. I know you guys can hear me. God. Audio only podcast. Yeah, there's. Audio only podcast. Yeah, Rich, I'm with you there. I mean, it is comical.
Try to push that in more.
Yeah, I'm just gonna unplug it completely, plug it back in, turn the camera back on. Just a black screen over there?
Yeah.
Sheesh. All right, let me see what happens if I reset this whole system, if it screws up the whole live. You guys, this is gonna be experimental, so bear with us. Appreciate y'all. We'll do a 2-minute. Hold on. Okay, now we're unmuted. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for bearing with us. We are back and we are live from T-Town Boxing. I appreciate everybody that's showing up. If it's your first time here, this is a live show. So you have the opportunity to be a part of a podcast. Leave your questions, comments. If you have any feedback for us, just put it in the comment box below. And I appreciate everybody that's showing up for us. And do you mind kicking that fan, pulling that fan? And we're having fun. I mean, we're rolling with the punches. You know, we're having some video issues, and but we got it back online. So happy to be here. And ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, our friend, Jake Wilson.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Welcome back to the show. And we are live from T-Town Boxing here in Tucson, Arizona. For the people that don't know, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Jake Wilson. I'm the owner of T-Town Boxing and Fitness. We're located on 6th and 6th, close to downtown in Tucson, Arizona. And we do boxing classes, personal training. We have a competition team. You know, all aspects, man. Mixed martial arts, kickboxing, and yoga. So we have
and you guys have recovery classes too, which is really cool, you know, because if going into a place like this, putting that stress on your body, and I don't want to say that you have to do that, right? Like you have all walks of life coming in the box, but you also have the recovery aspect. So if people are really pushing their limits, they're getting sore, maybe, you know, have some old injuries, then they can go to the recovery side of things. It's kind of an all-encompassing
100%
ecosystem.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they work hard and they forget about the recovery aspect, right? It's so important, even just getting enough sleep, hydrating, you know, stretching, stuff like that. But on Saturday, we do have a recovery class at noon with Isabel. She's tremendous at what she does. Self-massage, breathing techniques, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she's really good.
Yeah, she's so good. And then tell me about the different types of classes that you guys offer, just besides the broad spectrum, kickboxing, boxing, recovery. Like break down age groups, what style of classes, all that.
Yeah, we got our youth classes. So those are going Wednesday, Friday at 4 p.m. and then Saturday morning at 10 a.m. And that's a pretty young group. We'll have kids anywhere from 5 years old to about 11 or 12. And little kids just learning how to interact with each other, you know, learning how to follow directions. But then we have City High School. So we're actually a PE class for City High School.
Cool.
But then we had other kids in that teenage area, you know, 12 to 16, 17, that wanted to jump in. So we made it like a after school class for teenagers.
Wow.
And that's a great one because they do a little bit more advanced stuff. Someone actually doing sparring. But, you know, for that age group, man, it's so important for them to have that, you know, self-confidence you get from boxing, you know.
Yeah, and why do you think that somebody should start boxing at any age?
Well, boxing, it teaches life lessons. That's the biggest thing. You know, it's like for a young kid coming in, they don't really know how to depend on themselves yet. But once they learn the techniques of boxing and they see that consistency, hard work, goal setting, all that stuff come to fruition, it's teaching them life lessons through the sport of boxing. And that's what I've always loved about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, you've been on the show a couple of times. I've always appreciated our conversations, our friendship, your sponsorship for the show. Yeah. I'm an advocate for T-Town because of who you are. And that's one thing that was like, I wanted to box my whole life.
Right.
You know, I thought about it, and then in high school, we'd throw the gloves on and we'd duke it out, but like never really took anything serious. And, you know, I was so fortunate that Kayla was like, do you want to box? Yeah. I'm like, oh, I thought you never asked, you know?
Yep.
And we got lucky enough to come to a gym where I felt like a sense of community almost right out of the gates.
Right.
Because you and Frank as trainers, the environment, I mean, there's such a good ecosystem here, and I have to give you your flowers because you built that yourself.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And that's kind of the goal, you know, when I started this is I wanted a boxing gym that's like the people's gym.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times during the day, I'll leave the gym open and I'm gone. Like there's nobody here but maybe a couple people training.
Yeah.
And that's because I trust my members. Like they take care of this place like it's their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I wanted from the start, you know?
Yeah.
And it has become like its own little community, you know what I mean? And that's what I love.
Yeah, and you've blossomed over the years, right? Because talk to me about the evolution of when you first started. It was post-COVID, and if you guys haven't seen the past interviews with Jake, he breaks down everything, like why he got into boxing, the meaning behind it for him, how it got him out of tough situations, and how to start advocating for other people to experience boxing the same way that you did. because of the things that it gave you throughout your life.
Right.
And talk to me about the evolution of where you started, when you started, until where we are now, and you're expanding, which is incredible.
Yeah. Man, long journey. So I've wanted to start a boxing gym my whole life. That's a lifelong goal. I've loved the sport since I was a very young kid. It's been there for me through difficult situations in my life. It kind of gave me a roadmap of life, taught me discipline when I was struggling, all those type of things, man. So I've always wanted to use this sport and what it's given me and kind of give that back to other people through teaching. Okay. So, I've worked at multiple gyms, not just here in Tucson, but back in Oregon as well. But I've wanted to start my own gym for a long time, but I was scared of taking that step because, I have a child, I have a son. I'd be giving up a guaranteed paycheck and taking this big risk. I don't know if it's going to succeed or not.
Yep.
And then COVID happened and they shut the gym down. And basically what I was doing was I was running workouts out of the park. So I was at Reed Park and I was teaching like outdoor morning classes, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And at first
Just
it was only
whatever
a few
you
people.
could do in the midst of COVID to get people together and get active.
100%. Yeah. We're out there like spacing everybody out. You know what I mean? Remember those times, man? So, we're just doing our workouts outside and it was a few people, maybe like 3 or 5, something like that. And over time it was 10 after a week or so. And then a month later I had 20 people doing it. And it gave me that confidence of like, man, if I can do this out in the park, like if I get my own space, I think I can actually make this happen. You know what I mean? So I kind of needed that confidence boost of like, you can actually do this,
Yeah.
And then basically off of that, man, I came back after, the gyms opened back up and I was trying to figure out a way to make it happen. And it took me a while. I'd say it was about 6 months before I actually took that leap, I was waiting on a.
You're good. We'll just keep running. Baby, can you help us,
talking?
please? Yeah, shut it down. Yeah, just keep running through it.
Yeah, so I was waiting on a possible investor, and he didn't want to invest until that COVID was kind of gone.
Yeah,
we didn't know it wasn't going anywhere, right? But so he was very hesitant, and eventually he just kind of gave in. He's like, all right, let's just do it,
Yeah,
and I took the lead. A weightlifting gym, and there wasn't like enough stripping on weights and all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah.
And luckily about a month or two into that, I found this space that was downtown that was open. We did a couple trial classes there and everybody loved it. Ended up working out, man. And from there we kind of blew up and then found this space. This is our third space actually we've been in. We've been here about 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
And we just expanded, man. So it's been great.
Yeah, and so your expansion, you had a spot that was available. And I just want to acknowledge this real quick. Sorry, guys, we lost video again. Do you want to go ahead and shut off the camera, unplug it? Yeah. Unplug it while it's off. There you go. Shut it off, unplug it, and then plug it in. Yep, and then turn it on and see if we got any juice. Yeah, this is doing things on the fly. We're making it work. If anything, we'll get good audio. So, okay, power back up. Yeah, no dice. Okay. I think it might be our software too, because it was doing this at the house as well. We got lucky the one time. Cam link connected. Sorry, you guys. We're getting there. See, it's got no video, not even my geez. All right, let's reset this.
Sorry, man. I think this area has trouble because my Cox is always messing up, man.
Oh, really?
I'll just pay it and then it doesn't work all day and I get all mad and stuff.
It's all good.
Give me 1 sec.
Oh, it was working. Okay. No, yeah, it's the actual software. So it's not anything that we're doing wrong. There's nothing we can do to it. Hey, and we're back. And we lost Jake, but we're back. Welcome back, everybody. If you guys are still there, Jake is just taking a quick break. And we'll get right back into it. We're going to dive into the business side of things here, which I'm excited about. We're going to be talking about the means of starting a business like this, what it looks like, how much it costs, all of that. And then for expanding in memberships. And so, yeah, it's going to be an exciting conversation. But luckily, the lovely Miss Kayla is here in the backdrop. Do you want to say hello? You can say hi in the mic.
Hello.
How are you, baby?
I'm good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like these run and gun episodes are interesting, but you're
Yeah.
at the mercy of whatever it is, the software or hardware or internet.
I think there's a few investments we can do.
Yeah.
And,
We running?
Yep.
It's working?
Oh, okay. Cool. And we're back. I wish I had a clap track. And we're back. Hey.
Let's go. Bear with us.
Yeah.
We got gems here today.
Right? Yeah. So, I mean, we were just talking about how T-Town itself is now in its third rendition. You guys got the opportunity to expand. Talk to me about the expansion and what you plan to do with it.
Yeah, so basically when I first moved in this spot, they asked me if I wanted to take this spot right here. At the time, I didn't think we really needed it. And I was right, we didn't at the time. But then over time, we started to grow and grow. And we had these classes that are just packed. You've probably been in some of those.
Yeah.
Where it's like you shoulder to shoulder with everybody. We've had classes where people had to go out in the hallway and
Yeah.
do mitts, you know. So it just got to the point where we're kind of hitting our ceiling and we couldn't really expand like we wanted to.
Yeah.
Right?
Good problems to have.
Good problem to have,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. And there was a salon that was in here and, you know, it didn't work out and they moved out. So basically the property manager reached out to me and she told me this spot's open. She's like, do you guys want to take it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that behind our mirrors, there was actually a garage door that opens and connects the two spots together. So it worked out great. It wasn't even that hard to really, you know, make this work. So I took the spot and put the flooring down. We put some cool bags up in here. We just got some like LED lighting.
Yeah. Where'd you get these?
I ordered those online.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
we're gonna
got
get more
really
of them.
cool hex lighting at the.
Yeah, the honeycomb.
here.
So they basically improve your alert. They wake you up.
Oh,
you know what I
cool.
mean? So they make you alert and help your vision and stuff like that. So for boxing, it's great.
yeah.
And we essentially sublease on the weekends. So they're kind of just getting started with that. And we
Yeah.
got some cool things running here, man.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, expansion is always daunting,
Yeah.
but like the possibilities, you know, and like you said, with the event space, I mean, that's completely outside of our wheelhouse, like
Right.
doing events and
Yep.
things like that.
Yep.
But how cool is it to be able to like push the limits, literally push through a door,
Right.
have this extra space to broaden your horizons,
Yep.
bring new eyes in.
Yep.
That is so rad.
It's been a blessing, man. Like there was one night I almost got a little bit emotional because we had a class going in the main gym, and it was so big that we had spillover. We had people in here working out, and I'm kind of standing in the middle. I'm looking back and forth, and I just had a realization, like, man, we've come a long ways. You know what I mean?
Done it.
And it was
Yeah.
beautiful because, like, you know, like I said, at one point in time, I had 3 people at the park.
Yeah.
Before that, even back in Oregon, I was training like 1 or 2 people in my garage.
Yeah.
So I've worked my way up. You know, it's been a long road, but it's cool to see so many people interested in learning what I have to teach, man, and like having a great team around me is everything. You know.
Yeah, it's so important to build out a good team. And I just feel as though as business owners, you get so stuck in the weeds, you're
Yeah.
so stuck in the mud sometimes, and
Yep.
it just feels like you're trudging and not getting anywhere.
Yep.
So good for you to take a second and zoom out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
look at like, okay, here we are.
Yep.
I've done this.
I
Like,
haven't done that probably since we started business, to be honest with you. It was like the first time. I don't know why it happened that night, but just seeing all that going on, it was like, it kind of hit me for the first time.
bro.
So it was cool, man.
Yeah, I'm glad it did because, yeah, I mean, I feel the same way with what Kayla and I are doing, you know, to be able to have a podcast that not only people are believing in, but our community, everybody that's here, they're showing up, they're introducing each other. Like,
Right.
I need to remind myself, and that's such a great reminder, like
Yeah.
just to remind myself to not only have gratitude, but to zoom out for a second and look at everything that we're doing from a third person perspective.
100%.
Like it is
Yep.
so unique.
Yep.
And to be from where we're from.
I know. Yeah. Right.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. And to meet each other out here, right? We grew up so close to each other, didn't know each other, and to meet out here in Arizona and like just have so many things in common and have this friendship we've built.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it, man. It's been awesome.
It really has, and it's so cool. Like I love when I meet somebody from Oregon because I feel as though it is a very sticky place.
It is.
And people, they get not only stuck there, but stuck there for the wrong reasons.
Yep.
Get wrapped up in some nasty things at a young age,
Yep.
and either the system's keeping them there or family ties or family matters. But
Yep.
like when I see people get out of there,
Mm-hmm.
oh, dude, I just want to just YMCA around
Yeah.
them. You know, it's like you did
Yep.
it. Like
Yep.
this is it. Good for
100%.
you.
And Oregon's a great place, but there is something to that, man. Like you kind of have to get out of there for a lot of people, not everybody, but you can't get stuck in Oregon, you know, not all of Oregon, but certain parts.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, it's definitely true.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people most of my friends that are doing really good have left, you know.
Yep.
And it's nothing against Oregon. I just think, you know, there's not as much opportunity there as there is other places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
But Oregon people are great too. It's some of the greatest people. You
Truly,
know what I mean?
so nice.
So nice.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Just awesome, salty earth type people. You know?
Yep, I agree. And yeah, when I go back home, not only am I always thrown off guard when somebody comes up to pump my gas for me, but like that throws me off. But
Right.
the other part of that throws me off is just how stinking nice they are.
I know, right? Yeah.
They like are just bundled up because it's raining
Yep.
sideways. Hello, sir.
Saying
how
hi
you
when you
doing?
walk by,
And I'm
yep.
like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, geez, I don't get how you're having such a good time and doing what you're doing. And,
Right. In this
yeah,
rain.
Yeah.
And gray.
Yeah. But man,
That's true, man.
I want to dive a little bit into the business side of things.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people out there, maybe they're trainers right now, or they are aspiring entrepreneurs. And so when you finally took the leap and decided to go brick and mortar to have a gym,
Mm-hmm.
what were some of the hurdles that you had to jump over and some of the lessons that you wish you would have known back then?
Yeah. Man, there was a lot. So first off, I was very lucky because I have been teaching boxing in Tucson for, you know, now around 11 or 12 years. So at the time around 8 or 9 years, I did have a good following. So I knew that I had people that were loyal to me and that, you know, the people I train, man, we're closer than just trainer, you know, member type thing. It's more like a family, you know what I mean?
It's your family.
Yeah, it's a family
Yeah.
for sure. So when I took that leap, I did have that comfort of knowing I was going to have a good chunk of people that were going to be training with me.
Yeah.
So that was nice, and that was very helpful. One of the things, you know, when I first started my gym, I didn't understand. Like there was only one class that anybody would show up to.
Yeah.
And have a morning class, and nobody was coming. Like we didn't have any momentum yet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to be like, okay, we got to cut this down, maybe one class a day,
Yep.
and let's build that up, and then we'll add a second class. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I was a little bit too ambitious. Plus, like I said, man, we moved into a weightlifting gym, and there was no space. You know, and we tried to make it work, but it was too tight. You know.
Yeah.
And luckily, I feel like we were kind of blessed. Like we had just a lot of good breaks happen for us, man.
Yeah.
We had that gym open up downtown, and you know, just happened to open up at the right time, and
Yeah.
it worked out. But
But that has to do with like putting yourself in the position to be able to see those opportunities
Yep.
in the first
100%,
place.
man.
And that's something that we've been talking about a lot. And it's like a recurring segment on the show when I'm talking to business owners, successful authors, artists, musicians, whomever it is like none of these things, you wouldn't be able to see these opportunities if you didn't already have your foot in that space.
Yeah.
Surrounding yourself with people that are doing the same things
Yep.
and your head is on a swivel when you're in that lane. And you can recognize those things so much easier when you're in that space. So good on you for doing that.
yeah, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. You know what I mean?
Come on.
That's all it is, man.
Clap
So,
track.
you know, if we didn't have this thing going, it was
Yeah.
like, you know, we wouldn't have had the opportunity wouldn't have been anything for
Yeah.
us. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
no, you're 100% right, man. And I feel like just having a good work ethic, man, and loving what you do is the most important thing. If you don't love what you're doing, when those bumps happen, like if you didn't love what you were doing, man, it was
Yeah.
like, it'd be hard to keep going sometimes. You know what I mean?
Me.
'Cause
I would have closed up shop
yeah,
already.
You got to believe in it, man. And people are going to see, you know, that you love what you're doing. And it's kind of like, they're going to gravitate towards that. You know what I mean? And that's the way it is with boxing with me. You know, like there was a lot of times I wasn't making very much money, and I was still teaching like I was, you know, the happiest person in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And over
And it
time,
shows.
yeah, and you know, over time it was like, then the money started coming. It was never like my plan to get rich teaching boxing, and I'm not getting rich, but you know, I love what I'm doing every day, and I feel like I'm rich in a different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gosh, I think that there is just this veil of what success looks like
Yeah.
in our culture.
Right.
And Kayla and I, just on the way here, we're talking about that. We're like, we just want enough to be able to eat good food,
Yeah.
have shelter,
Right.
and do what we love.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And so to be able to be in that space, but putting yourself in that space with time and effort and experience of putting that all into fruition and making that happen, it takes blood, sweat, and tears.
It does.
People don't understand the amount of work that goes into owning a business. And man, good for you again, taking that moment to zoom out.
Yeah,
Because
I appreciate
God
that, man.
dang.
Yeah, taking that risk is huge, man. And one thing for me, it's like, when my son was really young, I remember there was a situation when he had, I don't remember if it was like an event going for his preschool or something like that. And I remember I asked my boss if I could get the time off. And I remember I got turned down for it. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm never going to let this happen again where I can't decide I'm going to go do something with my son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, that was kind of like a turning point in my life where I was like, you know what, I'm going to take this leap. I gotta do my own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If not for nothing else, for me, my sanity, my family, everything like that, like I needed to have that freedom. Now, granted, I'm way busier now than I was when I was an employee. You know what I mean? When I first started business, I was like, oh, I'm going to go on vacation. Yeah, right. I haven't been on a vacation since. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm building my own thing now.
Yeah.
As opposed to building something for somebody else.
Yeah.
And I love that,
Yeah. And what advice would you give your younger self when you started this business? Like, how would you help guide yourself get to where you're at now?
Yeah, no, honestly, I would have told myself the most important thing was to believe in myself. It took me a long time to really believe, that, I was
Like imposter syndrome almost?
100%, man. I didn't think I was good enough to start a business. I thought that was for other people. I didn't know any entrepreneurs when I was a kid. Everybody I knew was, if they were doing well, they had a trade. Most of them were working jobs that, they were just barely getting by, paycheck to paycheck, and that's fine. But, I never saw anybody take that leap really and do well with it. It just wasn't something that was in my world.
Yeah.
From Springfield, Oregon, my dad worked at the mill. Everybody worked at the mill. You know what I mean? That was like the job everybody did.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you worked at the university or you worked, whatever, like service job,
What a cool thing to be able to show your son though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like that,
100%.
it's so unique because you growing up, never seeing that.
Right.
Like I saw my ma try and fail and succeed so many times over.
Right.
So I was blessed to have that,
Yeah,
and I
100%.
know that I have that and I give all the credit to her.
Yep.
But she did come home in tears all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
but
Right.
like there was these, and we never knew about where we were. I know that we weren't rich by any means.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're just barely getting by, but everything was always going to be okay.
Yeah.
And that's what she's taught me within my own personal life and business and everything else. And Kayla and I live like that all that. She hears me say all the time, it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
100%.
And I think that that's really important to have that mindset of no matter what, when you look back at all the trying times that you had, they've always worked out.
You've always been okay.
It's always been
100%.
okay.
Yep. 100% of the time. I agree, man. Man.
And your boy being
beautiful.
able to see that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And for him, it's cool because I can bring him here and, his daddy's gym. You know what I mean? I'm not taking him to somebody else's gym.
Yep.
And we can come here and just let him play and stuff like that, man. And, it's a proud moment for me as a father for sure, just so he knows that it can be done, and he's going to do hopefully bigger things than what I've done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the goal, right?
Yeah. Now, if somebody is training out there, they're training others, they're doing what you were doing. Do you have words of advice for them if they wanted to start a gym? Like what would the first steps be? Would it be get your LLC, find a location, look for investors? Like what would that look like?
No. I honestly, man, like this is the way I looked at it. So I moved from Oregon to Tucson and I got a job at a boxing gym. Because in Oregon, there is no job at a boxing gym. I moved out here and I'm like, what? This is a job? You know what I mean? Like we didn't have that in Oregon. I was training people out of my garage because I loved it. And I did work at a couple gyms, but I wasn't getting paid. I was doing it because I loved it. And the way I looked at it is when I started that job, I was like, I'm going to look at this like I'm getting an education in how to run a gym. And that went from, I started off maybe having 1 or 2 classes I was teaching. I was cleaning the floors. You know what I mean? I was doing the lowest of the low. I wasn't making any grunt work. I wasn't making any money. Yeah. And then started to get some personal training. And now I want to learn about personal training. How do I sell personal training? You know what I mean? How do I make this appealing? You know what I mean? How do I get good at personal training so they tell their friends to train with me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started learning piece by piece, every little step. Eventually I got into sales and I learned how to sell, how to pitch, all that stuff, man. And ended up being the sales manager.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to learn something about the books, you know what I mean? So over the course of, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, by the time, I decided to start my own gym, I kind of learned from the ground up every little step along the way.
You got all these tools that you earned.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be my recommendation is start from the ground up and learn every aspect of the fitness world and do it with passion, man. Yeah, love what you're doing. Yeah, absolutely. Do it for the right reason.
Yeah. Check. Okay. We'll see. Yeah. You want to check audio? For how long?
Well, you're still muted.
On that end? Okay. I think we fixed it. I don't know why it switched from our mics to, yeah. Oh, well, we're on the fly. This is what it's all about, and that's what I love about this live show is really showing people that imperfect is perfectly okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though it's hard for me to see how much progress that I've made
Right.
while doing this or anything else.
Right.
Because you're in the weeds, you're doing it. You're not seeing the micro progressions that are happening daily.
100%, man. That's 100% true.
And now when I have this all logged, so I get to go back and look at my first show
Right.
and be like, oh man, I sucked.
Right.
Like that was bad,
Yeah, 100%, man.
And it's not that I'm great now, but
Yeah.
I've definitely made progress.
Yeah.
And anybody that's been here since the beginning or even seen our first interview, our second interview, like there are progressions that have been made, and we have had this total vulnerable platform of me showing all my successes and all my failures, and just to show other people, like, go try it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna suck.
Yep.
And I knew nothing about this. Like you, there was all these tools that I had in my belt, from sales to doing crazy work in the oil field to, whatever, you name it.
Yeah.
I've done it, cooking in kitchens or.
Right.
But I think that all of those tools eventually gave me something as this here.
Yep.
And it's just important to try it's never too late to start.
Never too late,
Yeah.
and fail. I failed multiple times. I had a couple different things. I ran a youth basketball program, and it was great, but it actually stopped because of COVID. I tried to run a t-shirt business for a while. I did a bunch of little side businesses. I tried to run little hustles, and they all failed, man. But I learned kind of the process. I got a little bit better every time I did it. You know what I mean? And it was all preparation for what I actually wanted to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get into what you guys have going on right now for November, I want to make sure that our audio's good, video's on. Where audio's on right now?
Sweet.
Okay, cool. So that we could at least use this.
Yeah.
So with T-Town Boxing, I mean, we all know that there's a government shutdown right now.
Yep.
And I think it's important to preface that because that's a timestamp
Yep.
into what our society and culture looks like right now here in the States. And that is such a huge part of how people are eating.
Yep.
And it's so scary that can be shut down because that can be life and death for a lot of families. Luckily, there's resources and people that are here to help.
Yeah.
And you guys have a part of that. You guys are doing something to help the community.
Yeah. I mean, we're 37 days into a government shutdown now, and I'm not a political person at all, man. And
Sure.
to be honest with you, I don't really like either side. I think things are too extreme and a lot of division.
Yep.
I think that's the reason we're here.
Yeah.
But what I think about is those kids, man, that are, their parents rely on these SNAP benefits, and they might not be eating. It's a humanitarian crisis right now.
Yeah.
And as a community, I think you're only as good as when you reach those dark points, everybody coming together. You got to have that compassion for people, man. And we're doing a canned food drive, basically here at the gym, and every week we're gonna be taking it out. And actually, I saw it at Exo's Coffee. So I walked next door and I saw what they were doing, and I saw a bunch of non-perishables and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to be a part of this. What I mean? So we joined up, and I would recommend other business owners as well, man, because if you're in a position where you have people coming in, and you have some sort of community, no matter how small it is, even if you can only help one person, you know, right now everybody needs to come together to help these people. You know what I mean? Because we're in a tough spot right now. Not just people losing SNAP benefits either. We have a lot of government employees that aren't getting paid. You know, they're going on over a month now.
Yeah, how are they going to eat?
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, if there's not a time to help, you know, this is the time, if any time, to come together, you know. And I look at our boxing gym, we're like our own little family, little community here. And it's like, what can we do? Even it's going to be small, but what can we do to help a couple people? You know what I mean? And maybe somebody will see this and they're a business owner, they decide to do something about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I can't, you know, I grew up, I was in a tough spot a lot when I was a kid, man. And there was times that my family relied on SNAP benefits when I was living with my mom. She was a single mom. So I've been there, man. I know how it is. And it's like, even with that, you're not doing well. You know what I mean? But you take that away, it's like a lot of these people have nowhere to go, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it just breaks my heart. And hopefully our government gets their shit together and helps these people. But it doesn't look like there's going to be any sort of conclusion anytime soon. So now it's time for people to help people, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's really what it is, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And for every little bit, every little piece does help. And I want to help get the word out to more business owners. I want to help get the word out to people that may be in need.
Yeah. Let me pull this up real quick while you're talking here. I want to make sure I get the information right.
Because there is so much divisiveness right now in the world, and it feels, I don't know, and maybe it's just in my lifetime, but there has been a lot of existential crises over the years, over the history of our nation. But right now it feels so divided.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
And I just feel like us doing little portions, little things to help as much as we can is so important. Right. And, you know, I really advocate for anybody that is a business owner, if you have the means to donate, or if you have extra food that's sitting around and maybe you have enough to put food on your own table, to find a place like T-Town Boxing or...
Yes, communityfoodbank.org. Okay. If you guys want to put that link up there. If you are a business owner, you know, reach out to them, man. All you got to do is throw a box up, throw a sign up, and let people know, and they can bring stuff into your business. I would like to see everybody get involved, every business in town. Why not? You know,
Absolutely.
It's like, how many times do you go through your pantry, you might have some boxes of macaroni and cheese that you're never going to use. Instead of them going hungry, they have something to eat that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Changed our diet. And, you know, maybe somebody has changed their diet and has all this old food that maybe they can't eat anymore. But like putting that thought process in the next time that you open your fridge, open your freezer, open up the pantry, those non-perishables, whatever it may be, I think is really important. And where can people find you? Where in Tucson are you located?
Yeah, we're 439 North 6th Avenue, number 139, suite number 139. And that's just right outside of downtown. We're in the art district. Pretty close to downtown.
Yeah. So if people want to donate, are there hours of operation or times that they can come by?
We're open pretty much all day, man. We open at 7:30 in the morning, and we'll be closed, most nights around 8 p.m. Okay, give or take. So anytime during that day period, and even if nobody's here, man, we leave the gym open. So you can come in. There's going to be a box right there when you walk in. You can bring your canned or non-perishables in. And yeah, let's all do our part, man. Yeah. That's my thing.
Definitely. And how long is this going on for?
We'll do it through the end of November. Okay. I think it was actually the event we're doing is till November 24th. Okay. But we might just go all the way through the holidays. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. We normally do like a Toys for Tots toy drive. Cool. But I think right now this is more important. So I think this is kind of where our focus is going to be for the holidays, is just trying to collect as much food as possible and take it to that community food bank. Yeah. And try to get other people involved.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody just do their part, you know, and I want to commend you and tip you are in one of the hubs of Tucson, right? Like this is the downtown historic district, and to have that available for people to be able to donate is a huge thing. And for you to be involved in the community like that is huge, man. And, you know, so my hat's off to you, and I appreciate you. Of course. So let's talk a little bit about, let's pivot and talk about the classes that you have as far as like age groups, because I know you said you have anywhere from kids to seniors in here, right?
Yeah, we got every age group, man. We got the young kids, then we got the teenage group, and then we have the adult classes. Yeah. mainly boxing, but we do have like HIIT classes in the morning. We got kickboxing classes going with kinetic combat, mixed martial arts, and then we have the yoga and the recovery classes going. So we got a good variety of stuff going on.
Yeah.
We got classes actually 7 days a week. Sunday is only the yoga class, so it's a little bit slower day, but yeah, Monday through Saturday, we got stuff rolling all day.
Nice, man. Well, I really appreciate you coming onto the show, bro. And if there's anything that I can do to help you guys out, I'm so proud to be representing T-Town as a whole, to be representing you as an individual and all of it put together, because again, when I was here, unfortunately, it just didn't work into my schedule with everything else that I had going on with time constraints and whatnot. But I'll be excited if we end up getting an office down here to be close to you guys.
Yeah, I'd love to have you as my neighbor, man. That'd be awesome.
Bro, so good.
No, it's mutual, man. And everything you've done, and I love what you're doing here. And I know it's going to continue on to do great things, man. And it's an honor to be your friend and be a part of this. So I appreciate you having me on, as always.
Thank you. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you. And ladies and gentlemen, Jake Wilson of T-Town Boxing. And thank you for bearing with us through all the technical problems. And this is what we're doing. This is a live show. We're having fun with it as we go. And if we can make things better for you in the future, we will try. But we thank everybody for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Yeah. What's everybody fighting for? Why can't people help people? That's the question.
Oh my God, it's people helping people.
Tonight's episode